The modern solder is lead free. I've heard that it doesn't work all that great, so that's up to you if you want to use the lead free. If you buy solder with lead in it, don't breathe it. Lead's bad for you. It affects your brain, and even just a little bit, you can have like mental problems, you know, and things like that. Stays in your system a long time. Just like going to the gun range, you're breathing lead there. You know, people who go to the gun range have to get their lead levels tested all the time. So okay. So, I'm gonna solder these two wires together. You know, heat up the wires first with the soldering iron. That's very important. And then touch the solder to the torch. Okay, and after it hardens up, you can always move it around. Just warm it up and do it again. One video I watched, the guy seemed like an expert at this stuff. He said always heat that up, because if not, you get what you call a cold solder, and the solder will be gray. That's not a good solder. And he said if that happens, you just heat it up and do it again. So. See that smoke there? Don't breathe that smoke. You only really need a little dab. You don't need a lot. After it cools off, you can move it. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. I don't know if that's really necessary, but I just want to make sure it's on there. Probably not good to do this on a plastic table either, so. I'm only doing a little bit, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay. I watched a video a while back, and the guy said if you're working with the really small wires, what you can do is solder a bigger wire on it, and then put the heat shrink tube on it. And then you've got a good strong connection, and you don't have to mess with the small wires. These wires are for the backup camera on my snowplow pickup truck, and these wires are just, they're really small. See here, look at that. I mean, that's really small. Might be okay if you're working with those inside of a factory with computerized machines, but kind of hard to work with at home. See that one? That's a little big there. I don't know if I can get that over that. I saw one video, the fella said you can put the heat shrink tube on with a hair dryer, so I'm going to give that a shot. Let's see here. I know, that doesn't feel like it's getting very hot to me. That wire's so small, it actually melted the wire. So one end shrunk up good, but the other side doesn't seem to be shrinking. See here, that wire actually looked like it's singed right there. So it shrunk around here, but I can't get this, I can't get that hot enough to shrink because it's melting the wire. This part shrunk up good. Oh, the heat shrink is probably too big for that wire. See, around the thick wire, it shrank up good. So, okay, I'll just have to wrap some black tape around there too. This isn't going to be exposed to weather. It's going to be inside the truck, so it's not that big of a deal. I just don't want it to fall apart on me. Well, you might as well watch me do this one here. See how that wire is really small. See, there's the smallest heat shrink I got. I ordered a box off Amazon. Came with all different sizes, but not that real dinky stuff. So I'm going to put the heat shrink on here first. I gotta mark everything. I'm already losing track of all the cameras and things. I'm putting 4 cameras in the truck, but I only have 2. So this is gonna be the back one that goes to the license plate. So this is cam 1, cam 1, and then this one was supposed to be cam 2. And just in case, if you're curious, see those will go on here. See monitor, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. Okay, back to the soldering. So yeah, that wire is really small. It's like, what do you do with that? So let's get that one soldered first here. There might be easier ways to light this, you know, like using a cigarette lighter or something. I'm going to use a match here. Hope these matches light. They're probably 20 years old themselves. Okay, so that's a lot easier, huh? I just go to Dollar Tree and I get a cheap pair of glasses for $1. And these are way stronger than I need them. These are 2.0. There's different strengths, you know, 1 point, 1.5, 2.0, 3 point, you know, and then I can use these when I'm working on something really small. So let's see here. Right here is what I'm going to solder. So I'm going to heat that up. should only take a second to cool off. Flip that over. I don't think you have to flip it over, but I just want to make sure I got it. See, this part is what got me. Last time I couldn't get the heat shrink over it. Man, that wire's small. And then the black one, look at that. There's probably 10 strands there. So small I can't even work with it. I guess if you work with a lot of electronics you get used to that, but I think what you're supposed to do is put them together like this. You know, put the strands together. And then solder that. I know in plumbing they heat up the pipe and then touch the solder to the pipe and it pulls the solder into the pipe. So that's probably the whole idea here too. It pulls the solder in there. Doesn't get any smaller than that, does it? See, that's the one I was saying it was going to give me a hard time. I guess you're supposed to use a heat gun with this heat shrink tube, but I'll tell you that would really torch the wire. That's really stiff. It won't move. Like, what the hell? heat it up and see what happens. See if we can move it. You know, now that I think of it, another thing that fella did was he put another one over top of this. So I don't know if that one will fit. And then the whole, that one's a little big. Small. See, that's not going to go over that. Next step up is huge. I'd say hair dryer doesn't really work all that great. So, let's see if I can do it with a match here. Probably burn. I'll probably burn the wire. That worked okay. Don't burn the wire. That worked good. Better than it was. And then I'll do the other one like that too. I'll have to take off that tape. Okay, so I got the tape off there. Now I'll put this one on here. Slide this down. I'm just taping up the ends here because when I flop it over, these things kind of mess everything up. Matches seem to work okay, just don't burn the wire. Getting there. We'll go 3 matches this time. See if we can burn it. So we have to do it again and make the video longer. I think that'll do. If you see black soot on your wires, you might be too close. Okay, it's still a little loose here, but I could probably do it again here. It's real loose right here. This one here tightened up pretty good. Okay, last 2 matches. work. Like I said, it's not exterior. See, that's a little loose, but I don't want to burn those wires. I'll just wrap some black tape around there to strengthen it up. Plus somehow it matches. That's good. It's not an external thing. It's going to be inside the truck, so it just strengthens things up a little bit, so I don't have to worry about breaking them. While it's a little hot, you can clean up the tip like this. I've got a few more here to solder. You might as well hang out. They only take a second to heat up. You don't have to hold it on there long. Yeah, see, I got these taped down so they don't flop around. As you can tell, I don't do a lot of soldering. As you can tell, I don't do a lot of soldering, so this is just like a one-time project for the snow plow. And then some of these wires are sticking up. I'm going to try to flatten them down here a little bit. Okay. See, and then while it's still hot, I'll just Just clean that off a little bit. Should take a good half hour to cool down, so I wouldn't even try to put it away. Okay, see ya.